Hi everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 70. This is a review lesson. Let's get started by setting up the table. You'll need your top 160 sight word list, the sight word study method instruction sheet, the student's card pack, some blank index cards for introducing new sight words, a highlighter, markers, and some pencils. The short vowel drill is gone from the table because those sounds will have been mastered by this point, but you'll need the phonemic awareness instruction sheet and the colored tiles for that drill. You'll need the visual drill and auditory drill instruction sheets and card pack. For the syllable card drill, you'll have to have this one cut out and ready to go on the table. You'll need the magnetic letter tile drill instruction sheets for the reading and spelling drills, and the cookie sheet with the magnetic letter tiles spread in a rainbow shape for the student. You'll need the syllable pounding instruction sheet, the new phoneme grapheme kinesthetic discovery sheet, and the sheets for the lesson, which include the scooping syllable worksheet with the answer key for the teacher, the single word list, the short story, and the 3 sentences for the writing part of the lesson. We'll also be doing a sort today to discuss the different jobs that E can do in a vowel, consonant, silent E word that would normally end in V. To stop it from ending in V. You might also have a timer on the table, and you'll need this if you've introduced the fluency element to the lessons. You have to do this at some point once the student has solid phonemic awareness and decoding skills. And you'll need a secondary program to do this, such as Read Naturally or the 6-minute reading solution. Let's begin with the sight word study method. Student, can you take out your sight word card pack at this time? I would like you to read through all the words in your pack. When you read a word correctly, you'll put a check mark in the corner of the card. After you're finished, you'll hand your card back to your teacher, and then it's your teacher's turn to read. Your teacher reads each card, and you write the word down on your paper. Then check your work, and when a word is written correctly, you can put a check mark in the other corner of the card. When you're finished, you can have a quick discussion with your teacher about which of those words you feel has been mastered. A mastered word is removed from the card pack. This leaves space so that you can introduce a new sight word. It's time for the phonemic awareness drill. Student, you'll need your colored tiles for this one. Your word is hat. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I will put my hat on today because it's cold. Now I'd like you to build the word hat with your colored tiles, and then tap it and say it. Okay, do you have 3 different colored tiles in front of you? If you do, that's great. Okay, find the A in hat. Change the A into A. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say hate? Hate is a very strong word for dislike. Now find the H in hate and change the H into a What's your new word? Did you say mate? If you did, that's right. Now find the T in mate and change the T into a D. What's your new word? Did you say maid? If you did, that's correct. Find the in maid. Change the into a B. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say bade? If you did, that's right. Now find the A in bade and change the A into an I. Now tap it, say it. Did you get bide? You might say, I am biding my time if you're waiting for something. Find the B in bide and change the B into a H. What's your new word? Did you say hide? I like to play hide and seek. If you did, that's right. Now change the I in hide into a I. What's your new word? Did you get hid? If you did, that's correct. Great work. You can put your tiles away. Let's do the visual drill. You'll need the card pack for this one. The teacher holds the pack and flashes a card. Student, what are the sounds of this one? And the student says the sounds. Then we check the work. Did you say a and a? If you did, that's right. This one has 2 sounds. Okay, teacher, you can do 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Let's do the auditory drill. You'll need the same card pack for this one that you used in the visual drill. Student, your sound is E. Can you repeat that sound? Now I'd like you to write down all the symbols that you know that make the sound E. When you're writing them down, say the sound again. And when you're finished, underline them and say it again. Then let's check your work. Did you say that E can make the sound E? Well, it absolutely can. And I can think of another one as well. When we did the open syllable, we learned that at the end of a 2-syllable word, Y can make the long E sound, as in baby, lady, tiny. Okay, teacher, you can do 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. It's time for the syllable card drill. Your teacher has this one cut up and ready for you on the table. You'll read down all the syllables in the left column, and then read down all the syllables in the right column, and then read across the rows making nonsense words. Finally, it's time to unscramble things. So move around the different cards that are in column number 2 so they match up with different ones in column number 1. As you make real words, remember to discuss the meanings of the words and to put some of them into sentences. Do some syllable pounding. Student, I'm going to tell you a word and I'd like you to repeat it. When you repeat it, you're going to try to figure out how many syllables are in the word. You can do this by stretching out your arm. And as you say the word, every time you hear a new syllable, you'll have one of your fingers shoot out and you can just count up your fingers. Or you could put your hand under your chin, and every time a syllable happens, your chin will fall and hit your hand, and you can count them that way. Here's your first word. Incline. Can you repeat that? How many syllables are in that word? Incline. I hear 2 in that one. I hear the I in and the I incline. If I walk up a steep slope, I'm walking up an incline. Here's your next word. How many syllables are in unwise? Can you repeat that one? There's 2 in unwise. Un is the prefix and it says that short U sound. And then we hear the long I sound in wise. Wise means to be smart, and un is not. So if you are unwise, you are not smart, not wise. Okay, here's your next one. X. How many? Did you say 1? If you did, that's right. How about this one? Excuse. I hear 2 in that one. And your last one is mistaken. Let's do that one. Mistaken. I hear 3. Okay, great job. Now it's time to do some scooping of syllables. So you can grab your scooping syllable worksheet. And teacher, you've got the answer key ready. And you can do as many words as time permits. Let's talk about different syllable types. We've learned about the closed, the open, and the vowel, consonant, silent E syllable types. Student, I'm going to show you a word, and I'd like you to say the word by tapping it and saying it, and then tell what type of syllable you're looking at. What is this one? Did you say that word was cod? A type of fish is a cod. That's correct. And did you know that this was a closed syllable? Great job if you did. How do we know it's a closed syllable? Can you tell your teacher the little story that we tell to remember closed syllables? Well, we say that the consonant closes in the vowel, and this vowel thinks of the D as a babysitter. And so the babysitter keeps him nice and happy, so he's just going to say his nice short sound, ah. But if the babysitter goes away, see, in a closed syllable, we have to have one vowel followed by one or more consonants. But if that consonant goes away, we do not have a closed syllable anymore. So what's the new syllable type here? We call that open. It's just open to the world. The door is open. And the O is going to get very upset that his babysitter is no longer there. So he says, "Oh, is over here. Mommy, mommy, I'm in trouble." And so that is called an open syllable, and it says co. And we've learned about this third syllable type. And this is a case where we want the O to say its name, but we also want to have a consonant at the end. We can't do it as it is because that's a closed syllable. So we need to make up another syllable type. We do this by adding the silent E. So now we say it's okay for this guy to say his name. O. This is code. Okay, and we also learned about a special situation. In the vowel consonant silent E syllable type, usually the E is forcing the vowel before it to say its name. When we have a V at the end of a word, followed by the silent E here, we have to be wondering how many jobs is the E doing? Because we're not allowed to end an English word in V. So the E might be there to stop the word from ending in V and forcing the O to say its name. That would be 2 jobs of E. Or it might just simply be there to stop the word from ending in V, in which case this would be a short vowel. So we try it both ways. Is that A as in olive, or O as in the long O sound? So try it both ways and tell me which word makes sense. I have heard the word cove. So in this case, the E is doing 2 jobs. Let's work on this idea of E doing either 1 or 2 jobs. And we'll do a quick sort to work on this idea. So you can read the card and then sort it into, under the correct heading, is E doing 1 job or 2 jobs? Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. Student, you'll need your cookie sheet with the letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Can you say ul? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say I? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say v? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap and say what you have, and think about any changes that need to get added to that word. Did you say the word was live? And did you spell it L-I-V-E? If you did, that's correct. We need that silent E because a word in English is not allowed to end in V, so the E steps in to do that job of ending the word. How many jobs is the E doing in this word? Well, we have the short I sound, so it's not forcing the I to say its name here. So that means it's just doing the 1 job of stopping the word from ending in V. Change the ul in this word into a h. Now tap and say the new word. Did you get hive? Like as in a beehive? If you did, that's right. And how many jobs is the E doing in hive? The E is doing 2 jobs in this word. It's stopping the word from ending in V and forcing the I to say its name. Okay, put those ones back and let's try a new word. Can you say shh? Find the correct tiles and pull them to the middle. Okay. Can you say A? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it and make any changes that need to get made. And did you say that this word is shame? It's a shame that lessons aren't longer, right? If you did, that's correct. And did you spell it S-H-A-M-E? If you did, that's correct. We need that silent E to force the A to say its name. So this is a vowel consonant silent E syllable type. All right, it's time to read your single word list. And when you finish that, you'll move on to the story. And then if your teacher's added a fluency element, that's where your timed reading will happen. Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for spelling. Student, you'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Your word is dine. Can you repeat that word? I might say, we will dine at 7. Dinner will be ready. Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in dine? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in dine? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the last sound that you hear in dine? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now add anything else and make any changes that you need to make. Tap it and say it. Okay, did you spell dine D-I-N-E? If you did, that's correct. We need to have that silent E to force the I to say its name. If we had D-I-N, it would be a closed syllable, so we would have to read the I as the I sound, and we'd have din. Okay, put your tiles away and get ready for your next word. Your word is trade. I will trade cards with you. Okay, can you repeat that word? What's the first sound that you hear in trade? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound in trade? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound in trade? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the next sound in trade? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Tap it and say it, and think about any changes that you need to make. Did you spell this word T-R-A-D-E? If you did, that's correct. We need that silent E to force the A to say its name. Okay, grab a pencil and some paper, and let's write down some single words. I'll say the word, and I'd like you to repeat it. And then I'd like you to tap out the sounds that you hear in the word. Grab the whole word and say the whole word, and then write it down. Your word is take. Can you repeat that word? Okay, tap out the sounds and take. Say the whole word and write it down. Did you spell take T-A-K-E? If you did, that's correct. It's a vowel, consonant, silent E syllable type. All right, let's try your next word. Smile. Can you repeat that word? Okay, tap out the sounds and say the whole word and write it down. Did you spell this word S-M-I-L-E? If you did, that's right. There's that long I sound in smile. And to make that I sound be long, we have to have the silent E at the end. Okay, teacher, you could do some more words if there's time, and if not, you can move right on to the writing sentences part of the lesson. The teacher reads the 3 sentences, and student, you get a choice, so you can choose the 2 that you would like to write. After you write a sentence, make sure you check your work with chops. Let's do a quick review before you go. Student, can you tell your teacher what type of syllable is this one? Did you say that this one is a vowel, consonant, silent E syllable type? If you did, that's correct. And now I'd like you to tell the teacher the little story that we say to remember this syllable type. Did you talk about how E is the good friend of A and E comes to the window and doesn't want to disturb the babysitter who's kind of sleeping on the couch? So he's trying to get A's attention and he's not sure if A's in the house. So he says, psst, psst, A, if you're in the house, say your name. Tell me if you're in there. Are you in there, A? And A says, A is over here, A. So A is going to say his name out loud so that E knows he's there. We also learned about a special situation where there's sometimes in this syllable type, there's a case where you won't hear the long sound of the vowel, and there's a reason for that. It's a special case of V. Sometimes when we have a V followed by an E, this is going to say a short sound, and that's okay, because this is just a special situation where in English we're not allowed to end the word in V, and so E steps in to help out. So it is a vowel, consonant, silent E syllable type, and it just happens that E is only doing one job in this word. So if E, let me just make sure you can see that. There it is. So if E is doing one job, the I says I. So what's this word? That word is give. But it's completely fine for, a lot of times you won't even realize this is happening because everything's normal and the I is going to say its name. So here the E is doing two jobs. So what's that word? That word is 5. Great job today. This is the end of lesson 70. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.